post format, how to save a post, and that's sometimes important for author who comes in from another platform. It helps them to familiarize with WordPress. Where can we get the stock image? What sort of stock image are okay or not, and what are the approval steps? And this is solved at least 80% of the newcomers' questions, and save us a lot of time doing email back and forth. And we also did a pre-publish reminder by using a Get-Key pre-publish plugin. So in the page, new post page, before they submit their draft, they can see the reminder, especially on the format. Why we always stress on format, because as you know, you may have different bloggers may have different type of format. They may list the point form differently. They may have different bold, different italic, or different things. But we want to unify it because we want to see it as an online, and a common online sort of a magazine blogging platform. So we sort of spell out and to just make sure the authors understand before they publish their draft. And we have editors at LifeHack, and what he do is first once the draft goes into the draft category, he will look into he will read and try to edit and see if there's any minor editing he needed to. If it's something that is very different to our voices, to our whole focus at LifeHack, we actually will talk to him, sending them an email or going through a test trial, making sure they can re-edit it to relay out or restyling the post. But in extra, we also have a mailing list at Google Groups where we communicate with the whole the author groups. Sometimes we do a monthly theme on different topics. This month we will be talking about productivity outside of computers, outside of technologies. So we're talking about how to keep you productive, how to keep you creative by using a notepad or notebook, for example. So keep an eye on LifeHack if you are interested on that topic. So I'll just talk about proofread, schedule, and publish. Schedule and publish. So because we have so many authors coming in, they usually like to write on weekend. I don't know, because they may have a full-time job or something like that. So on weekends, say Saturday and Sunday, we have like 15, 20 articles that goes into the draft pipeline. So the editor comes in, they look at after they edit it, they will schedule it by using the future date features on WordPress, which is another great feature. It's a really good one. So we sort of schedule 1 to 3 articles per day throughout from Monday to Friday. So that makes our publishing really quick, really manageable. So if you look at all our processes from here, you can see the workflow. It solves number of problems. It solves coordination, which the author, before they apply for a job, they understand. They goes into the job, they understand what sort of things they need to do and publish their posts. And even our editors understand all of the workflow and do the job really quickly. And the direction as well, because we have a different communication mechanism in place where we can talk to authors, making sure they get in discussion of different direction, of our blog direction. It makes the multi-author blogging experience much easier. And the schedule as well, because of the WordPress features, and different parting. It allows us to just do it within a batch. It makes the editor feel much easier to do their job. But there are still challenges. The focus, of course, is one of the things where you have 15 authors. How can you making sure 15 of them are going into the same direction, right? Or even writing for the same area. Definitely, we need a lot of communication, and mailing lists and email is not enough. So we are looking at different approaches to help on doing this sort of discussion. The quality of the team and content is another important part. That means the approval stage and proofread stage are the two key steps to sort of accepting the good qualities one and weed out the bad qualities one. And sometimes we are doing a good job, but sometimes there are still different levels and different expectations from different editors and authors. Sometimes we have to do adjustment to sort of improvement to improve that stage. And the identity is the main difference to a single or multi-author blogging, because with a blog only has one author, readers comes in, they understand, okay, this is the opinion, this is type of voice I will hear about, or this guy will be aggressive, so I'm preparing, I will have some wording that it may not become comfortable to me. But for the multi-authors blog, you never know what sort of voices you may read, right? Sometimes you may read a very aggressive piece of post. Sometimes you may read just a how-to, very general one, very calm one. So identity is a big problem for multi-author blogging, but this is sort of a step that we may need to accept for now. So here's all the plugins that I mentioned about. If you need the actual URL, I can provide to you after the presentation. And I'm taking questions. Yes.
How do you manage the conflict between making productivity software and also reviewing productivity software? And how did you move, what came first, step case or life hack?
So what was the first question?
How do you manage the potential conflict between making productivity software and doing productivity software?
Okay. So that is an interesting question. If you look at life hack, you see there's only a few review articles on different software and different blogs, and probably that's the reason we are doing it. Most of our posts are talk about experience coming from authors, or talking about solid information about some knowledge or some methodologies, and that's the setup I want to do, because I don't want to review so many software and then we release another one and try to say some bad thing about the competitors. That's something we want to do. We don't want to do. And on the other hand, for talking about our software, we actually usually